Hello everyone, welcome to the Coven. My name is Angel, and today I am here stranded in the ridiculous heat of the Kalahari Desert. And I have my stuff here that just happened to spawn into existence next to me, so that is quite nice. I will be here surviving in the wild for 24 hours, but what's this? It can't be. Surely, there's no way that this is possible. I seem to have spawned into existence here with only my recording equipment and no actual tools for my survival. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? So, I should look for some materials to help me survive. For legal reasons, this is satire. I am not actually stranded in the middle of the desert. I am acting. I've been out here for days. I just can't seem to find anything to help me survive. There's gotta be something somewhere. Surely there has to be. It is a desert, but surely there's something to help me survive. Oh? What's this? Could this be shelter? There's no way. There's no way I would just find a full tent in the wild. Surely that's not possible. Surely I wouldn't find all this material out here in the middle of nowhere. Surely that is not even possible to happen. I don't know what's happening. I'm taking this though. We're taking all of this. That'll help us survive. It sure was helpful that I was able to find all that shelter material so easily. I wonder how people do it in the wild. I mean, I am in the wild, 100%, totally. This is 100% in the wild. This just spawned into existence somehow. I do not know how I found that. I have no clue. But that's the thing. We have shelter, but there's still no food in sight. And it's been days out here. I need food and water. I'm not gonna survive. Let's just keep looking. Let's just keep looking and see if I can find anything. What's this? There's no way. Surely that's not possible. I just found a bag of food here in the wild in the Kalahari Desert. There's no way. How could this happen? Guys, can you believe this? I actually found food out here. I'm gonna survive. Well, we found ourselves some food, but that still doesn't answer the question of power. Surely we will never be able to find power out here in the desert. There's no way. There's just no way. There's no sources of power out here. It's just me and the nature. Just me and the plants. And the sky for some reason. Just out here in the wild. With no power and no light at all. There's nothing. What's that? This looks like... There's no way. Guys, it's an extension cord. It's an extension cord. And lanterns. We have light. We have light and power. This changes everything. I think we're gonna live. Maybe even thrive, dare I say. But I don't know what to do. We still don't have a way to use this extension cord. Whatever shall we do? Oh? What's this? What's this? Is that? No, there's no way. There's no way a desert like this would have power. They have power. The desert has power. I'm starting to think I'm living in a simulation here. But hey, I have power. Why do I worry about that? Let's get set up. Why not? Okay, the beginning of this video may have been a joke, but all jokes aside, this is where things get serious. I am actually out here in 90-degree heat, and I am actually going to spend 24 hours out here. So it is basically not even a joke that I have to set up this tent if I want to survive. So I am going to do that. It's so hot out here. I am going to do that, but I feel like I should give myself a challenge just to make it a little bit more interesting and to get this thing up faster, because if I don't get this thing up, I'm going to be dying from the heat. So this is where you guys come in. I am going to be giving myself a 30-minute challenge. I am going to have to build this tent in under 30 minutes, and if I can't do it, nothing happens. But if I do complete this challenge in under 30 minutes, you guys have to like and subscribe. If that sounds like a good deal, then let's get started. I am scared. I don't want to try to put this together in 30 minutes. Okay, start the timer now. So purple one. No. That, whatever that was. Asthma. We're gonna take all these poles out. Whew. It is hot today. Very hot. We're gonna unfold that. See if I can put this together. These are long. This is one of the tents where the poles, it's like 2 long poles and they cross in the middle. So these things are long. There we go. Now the other side. We're almost there. We're so close. We're actually so close. Whew. Okay, the camera just overheated while it was in the shade, so that just gives an indicator of how hot it is out here. It is ridiculous. So I'm gonna get back to this. The challenge still applies, but it's resuming now because I had to go cool down my camera. Very hot out here. Resume the timer now. Go. I would consider that time. That is a tent. Doesn't have the rain cover on, but it's a tent. It's a start. That was a challenge. Holy shit. That might have been one of the most challenging things I've done. Jeez, that was rough. Okay. We've got her in the ground. That was the main part of my worries. One of the stakes came out, so I might fix that in a sec, but we have a tent. We have a hospitable environment that will not kill us, so that is good. Okay, I think I'm gonna read for a bit. I have my book right here. And I'm gonna take a little break to read. I will leave this camera rolling while I do, just to prove I'm actually in here for 24 hours, because I don't know how you'd be able to tell if I don't record some of it. So I have my book here. This one is basically about a lot of encounters with ghosts that people have had, both famous cases and non-famous cases, like they're mixed in pretty much, and it's a really good book so far. I highly recommend it, and it's very well written, and it actually has photographs of ghosts in it, which is really cool. So I'm gonna go ahead and read this, and I will come back in a bit to do that Q&A, but for now it's reading time. Let's set up over here. I have my little fan here, which definitely helps with the heat. I'm trying these. My camera just shut off for some reason. It's not really acting well right now. I'm hoping things will improve as the night goes on, because it is starting to cool down a little bit right now, but the camera is still not having it. So I have these gummies that I have from a gift that was given to me, and they taste just like those Flintstones gummies that I would get when I was a kid. I don't know if anyone remembers those, but it tastes just like those, which is crazy. This is by Haribo, but I don't think it's the same formula as the gummy bears. It's really interesting. I like the flavor actually, but it does remind me of those vitamins, which is really funny. Totally. That is the taste, 100%. That's so weird. It's like weird and good at the same time. I feel like I shouldn't have many of these because they remind me of that. Alright, we are back, and as you can probably tell, it's nighttime now. I have to literally hold this lantern up to my face so you can see me. But yes. It is nighttime, and I think I'm ready to start the Q&A, but before we start, because it's nighttime, things are a little bit scary out there. Let me know if you guys see anything out there, but things are starting to get a little bit scary. I'm hearing a lot of noises out there. I heard a screech owl earlier, but I didn't catch it on camera. Maybe we'll hear it again when we go over the Q&A. It's possible. You probably can't see a whole lot out there too. It's like pretty dark, so probably can't see much, but it is very dark now. There we go. It is very dark now, and now would be the perfect time to do a Q&A, because I can't think of a better time to do it than in darkness, because it's scarier. Let me find some questions for us. I'm gonna start with going over the ones that I answered last time, just because that got cut off and I feel bad. So you guys aren't gonna miss anything. I'm gonna go ahead and re-answer those right here and now. So the first question is, what time do you go to bed? Now, that question really depends, honestly, because on a good night, it would be safe to say I try to go to bed at like 1 a.m. I stay up pretty late because my parents both stayed up really late when I was a kid, and I was always jealous of them because they always got to stay up late and I didn't because I was a little kid. At the time, probably like no older than like 8 or 9. I was just like, man, someday I want to be able to stay up. So now I do. Now I stay up as late as I want to, and it sometimes gets out of control. Like sometimes I'll end up going to bed at like 4 a.m. And then because I go to bed at 4 a.m., I won't wake up until like noon the next day, and it's already like midday at that point, so I try not to do that too often because of that, but that's probably what happens most of the time, sadly. It can really depend though, depending on what I'm doing the night before. Like if I'm editing or something, editing for a big project, I'll usually stay up later. Or if I'm playing games with friends, I'll usually stay up later. Like, there's a lot of situations involving me staying up later, unfortunately. But I have fun when I do, and that's what matters, I feel. So, there's your answer for that question. And another question... Some of these questions are like way too deep. Like one of the questions, I noticed this the first time too. One of the questions on this list is, how would you rate your childhood on a scale of 1 to 10? Like, I'm not gonna do that. That's way too personal. Some of these questions in these like random question lists on the internet are crazy. Here's a good one. What is your funniest memory from high school? I remember this one very clearly, especially because I told it earlier, but also just very clearly in general. But I was in high school and I was offered to do an independent project for a class, which means I was going to be able to curate my own class based on my interests. And because I was super into art at the time, I really wanted to do that because I wanted to pursue art, but I didn't. I messed up there. Whoa, did you guys hear that? That had to get caught on camera. Was that a wolf? I've heard coyotes, but that sounded like a wolf. Oh my gosh. That was like in the distance, but that's scary. The wolves are out tonight, apparently. Hi guys, it's been a few minutes and I'm back now. My dad just came out to check on me, make sure I'm doing fine, and stuff like that, so I just ended that clip and started a new one. It's been about 5 minutes since you guys heard that crazy wolf howl, or I hope you guys heard it, because I heard it very clearly. I've been hearing them on and off for the last few minutes, and it's honestly really scary. There's also a lot of helicopters going by overhead, which is interesting. It's weird because there were no helicopters earlier in the time that I was set up, and I just saw 3 go by. I wonder why. They're just headed back to their base, I guess, or whatever they're doing. I always assume it's like military helicopters out here. I don't know though. But yeah, things are getting a little scary out here. I've heard the wolf howl. I've heard screech owl, which sounds like a god-awful sound if you've ever heard it. It's like an actual like screech. Like it actually makes your skin crawl if you hear it. It's awful. But I heard one of those, and I keep hearing like little animals run around and stuff. I saw a bunny out here earlier, which is interesting. There's lots of animals around here apparently, which is kind of cool to see, but at the same time it's also a little bit scary. I can close this window portion though, and I think I am gonna do that eventually. But I thought it could be funny if we do this Q&A where you guys can see what's behind me, but I can't, which I really hate the idea of, but I thought about that idea because why not? So I'm gonna do that. Let's set this up. Facing me. There we go. Okay, if you guys see anything in the background, please let me know because I am scared. It's a little bit spooky out here and I'm a little bit worried about it, but we are going to continue on. Oh yeah, by the way, when my dad came out earlier, he thankfully warned me that it is tarantula mating season, so I also have to worry about tarantulas. he was like, okay, make sure you keep your tent locked because it's tarantula mating season. And someone that also came out with him thought that he was joking because it sounded like it, but he was not joking. It is actually tarantula mating season in California, so that's great. Just another thing that we have to deal with, along with like wildfires and coyotes and wolves and shit. It's crazy out here, especially if you live in like the rural areas. It's wild. But yes, I will continue the Q&A now. So my funniest high school experience was when I was just entering high school, I want to say, is my guess on the timing. But I was offered to do this independent project class, which is basically you curate your own class and the teacher approves of your goals so that you can basically do whatever you want as long as the teacher thinks that it's a good goal for you. So of course I took that class because I just wanted like something that relates to what I like to do, because I love to do art. So I chose it so I could pursue art more and learn more about art. So I decided to take that class, and basically the outline that I gave was that I would put together a manga series based on 5 characters that I chose. And 4 of those characters were my own characters that I designed. But then for the 5th character, I didn't have a character in mind, so I asked my friend if he'd like it if I used his character for the project, and he said, yeah, of course. Because who would turn down free art? I understand it completely, but he gave me his character sheet. Everything looked fine. The character was really cute. She looked like a good character to include in the series, and I was super happy about it. And I would draw her and stuff for the manga panels, if you've read manga before. It's like a comic book, kind of. That's the best way I could describe it, but I have a feeling that fans are going to come at me for that, but it is kind of like it. But yeah, so the project comes to an end and I got a really good grade, and a year goes by after that, and I am searching the internet for just random anime videos and stuff like that because I wanted to see some anime stuff, and one of the results that came up was 3 of the spiciest animes. Now, spicy is a replaced term for a different word in anime that we don't talk about, but I saw this character on the thumbnail that my friend sent me that he said was his own character, so I decided to watch that video, and it turned out that character is actually just from a spicy anime and does not belong to him whatsoever. It was just a random character that he decided to give me to draw when I specifically said it had to be his own character if I were to draw it, because I didn't want to involve myself in this situation with already existing animes. And yeah, it was from a spicy anime. And I didn't know for the entire time that I did that project, and this project was displayed to people. It was put up on a wall, so everyone in that class saw that I drew a character from a spicy anime, which is honestly really funny looking back on, but it still is a little bit concerning because it's like, I wonder how many people knew. Because there has to be, like, some people that knew about that anime and were surprised by it or something, but I don't know, maybe nobody knew. Maybe I got lucky. It's possible. It's hard to say, though. I definitely do regret doing that, though. Oh, edit that out. I definitely do regret not checking first, but I didn't know how to like reverse search images before, so I hadn't done it. And the character name that he gave me for this character was exactly the same as the character's name in the anime, so nothing was changed. It was just a character from a spicy anime. That has to be my funniest experience because I showed this to all of my classmates, my teacher, my parents, like literally everyone saw this project, and I'm hoping nobody knew what it was from. That is my funniest high school memory, I would say. And now, what questions do we have next? What is your favorite holiday? I'd say my favorite holiday would have to be Halloween, because I used to do like these crazy like haunted houses, kind of. Like I would make a haunted path. Like it wouldn't be an entire house, but it would be like a walkway that you would go down. When I had my old house, I would decorate it like super, super crazy. And at this point I was just like 12, I was very young, and my dad bought me like all the stuff to decorate because I really like to decorate, so it was fun. But when I moved to this house, I haven't really been able to decorate here anymore because the regulations are a lot stronger, like, or stricter is the word for it. Like, you're not allowed to do certain things. So I haven't decorated for Halloween since I moved, but it was definitely one of the things that I really enjoyed doing, so I would still say Halloween's my favorite holiday. I used to always dress up as my favorite characters from anything. Like, I dressed up one year as characters from Creepypasta. Like, I dressed up one year as Alice from Alice in Wonderland. I think one year when I was really little, I dressed up as Cinderella. It was pretty fun. So I would still say Halloween's my favorite holiday today. Let's see. What is the first item on your bucket list? That's a hard one to answer, but I would say the first item on my bucket list is I want to make a music video. I want to make my own original song that I compose myself, and I want to make a music video for it. And I think that would be so much fun to make, and I really do want to do it, but I haven't taken it on yet, just because it seems like an insane project. Like, the practice and all the art that goes into it is insane. So I haven't done that yet, but that is what I hope to do in the future. Let's see what we got for the next question. What is your go-to hairstyle? That's an interesting one, honestly. So, right now, the way I do my hair is I basically get it completely wet, and then I'll shampoo it, add a bunch of conditioner to it, brush it out, because it's like a curly texture. The texture, or not really curly, more like wavy, but the texture is curly enough to like snag when I'm brushing it normally, so it's a lot less damaging for me to brush my hair when it's like wet and has conditioner in it. So I usually do that for the like conditioning shampoo process, and then I have this hair moisturizer that has hemp oil in it, and I use that on my hair to keep in the moisture, like to stop it from drying out, basically, because wavy hair dries out really easily. So I do that, and then I will brush through it one more time, which you probably shouldn't do, but I noticed it makes such a big difference with like defining the curls. Because if it's tangled at all, the curls will look really weird, in my opinion. So I like to go over it one more time with the brush, and then finger coil sections that are like that big, or however big your hair likes to do. I just kind of like see where my hair is naturally separating, and then go from there. But that's how I like to do my hair, because it's pretty easy to do and it's not super damaging. But before, when I had my hair super straight, I would go to salons and get it straightened, because I wasn't able to straighten it myself, because I've never like been taught how to use heat tools, and I don't want to damage it more than it already would be. So it's already really damaged from when I had it heat styled like that at salons. So at this point, I'm just avoiding the heat damage entirely, just letting it do what it wants to do. And it's honestly paying off. Like, it's growing longer. These pieces in the front are longer than they were before, for sure. But I did have like some breakage at one point, because I had color remover done when I switched to purple and red instead of blue and red, and that made these little pieces down here shorter. So these guys are shorter than the rest, unfortunately, but we're hoping that they'll grow out eventually. So that's how I do my hair. That's how I like to do mine. I'm curious how you guys like to do your hair. If you want, could you let me know in the comments below? Because I'm just really curious. I love hearing people's different hair care routines, even if they aren't ones I necessarily can follow. I just find it so interesting. I love hair stuff, and if I wasn't a YouTuber, I would probably... I hate that word, YouTuber. If I had a different job than the job that I have, not YouTube necessarily, I would probably be a hairstylist, because I think it looks like a super fun job. Like getting to do haircuts for people, getting to do fun fashion colors like these. I think that it seems like a really fun job, so I would love to do that. I think it's really cool. Here's an interesting question. How would you describe your fashion sense? I don't really know how to answer that. How would you describe your fashion sense? I would probably describe my fashion sense as emo, but also leaning a little bit scene, but more so emo. Like, clothes-wise, definitely emo, but I do have like the colorful hair that is typical in scene fashion. Like, I have the bright colors and fluffy hair, so I would say somewhere between emo and scene, maybe scene-mo type style, if I had to say a style for it. But it really is just alternative, I guess. Like, my style can range so much. Like, there's outfits like this, and then there's like my lacy black skirts and like super pretty like crop tops and stuff. Like, I have very girly days and very non-girly days, so my style can vary so much. I honestly don't think that a name could be put to my style, but that's the best way I would describe it if someone like really asked me to say what style I think I am necessarily. But yeah, I would say emo scene or scene-mo, but more so alternative, which is a really loose answer, but it's the best I can do. Ooh, this is a cool one. What's your favorite video game? That has to be a hard one. Favorite video game. Which video game do I go back to playing the most? Maybe Skyrim, because I go back to Skyrim a lot, but I think that it's either like Skyrim or Super Mario 64 if I'm feeling retro, which is so funny to say because that's not even retro, but like that is to me. I just really like Super Mario 64. It's the first game that I ever played, and I really love it, so that one has to be on the list as well. I would say that's my favorite game. And for the last game that I played before this Q&A, I would say the last game I played was Silent Hill 2, the remake, and I actually have filmed a video on that, which I plan to release very soon, so you guys will get to see me playing that. And the remake was honestly, like, the graphics were incredible. Like, it looks realistic, like, it feels like you are in the moment, which is crazy when you're playing, like, a horror game. It's awesome. I really think it's a cool remake, and I like it very much, but I couldn't comment much on the story, because I don't really know the story of the original games. So I would say, based on graphics, the remake looks pretty good, and I think that you guys should be excited for that video coming out. But yeah, that is my Q&A for today. I'm gonna go ahead and maybe read a bit and then get some sleep, and I'm gonna wake up at either midnight or 3 a.m. to do a little paranormal investigation out here. I'm actually really scared for that, so I am going to do that, whether I want to or not, because that's the whole purpose of this. So tune in for that, for sure. That'll probably be the next thing that you guys see, but I will leave the camera running while I sleep, just to see if anything interesting happens. I doubt it, but you guys will see if there's any interesting noises or anything. But until then, I will see you guys at the next segment of the video. Hello guys, I am back and I fixed the lighting a little bit. I apologize, it was so bad earlier. I'm having a lot of trouble filming here for some reason, and I'm not exactly sure why. My equipment keeps malfunctioning. I'll be recording something and it won't record, and the camera will turn itself off without saving the file. It's happened 2 to 3 times today, and it's been really weird. Like, the ISO auto, because I use ISO auto for shooting nighttime footage, because it can be really difficult to get a good in-between for grain and image brightness, so I tend to go with ISO auto for that usually, but it doesn't seem to be working here for some reason. All of my shots before were super dark, and it just doesn't make sense, because it's like it didn't adjust the ISO at all. I'm gonna have the brightness turned up on those, but as of now, I have no idea what's going on here. It's just really strange, the stuff that's happening. And that is what brings us into this part of the video. So I'm here to tell you guys a ghost story, and I hope you guys are ready for that. Because I'm not. I am pretty sketched out here, because just stuff keeps going wrong for some reason, and I don't understand why. Like, I'm not sketched out in the sense of, like, a bad way, but, like, I'm sketched out in the sense that I'm just weirded out because things aren't working the way that I think that they should, I guess. It's just strange. So, this brings me to the ghost story that I have for you guys. So, one day, probably like a year ago, I want to say, I was sitting in my room, which is just on the other side of the wall here, and I was just doing my thing. I was on my computer looking at YouTube videos when I suddenly heard knocking on the other side of the wall. I was pretty disturbed by this, of course, because it's not normal to hear that, to hear someone knocking on the wall, so I immediately assumed the worst, and I called my dad, and I told him that I heard someone knocking on the other side of the wall. And he told me it was likely just the sprinkler system, but I have never heard that before, and we've lived here for way too long. So it's hard to say what it actually was. And another time, I had also heard a knock at my window. And my dad told me it was probably a frog, but I want to see if that's actually the case or if something is out here because I'm just so curious. Just morbid curiosity, I guess, is it gets the best of us, but like that is the ghost story behind this area and why I chose to set up directly here, because this is right on the other side of the wall where that would have, I guess, happened, technically. Both of those events. So, that's quite interesting. I'm really looking forward to checking out and see if we do have any ghosts here, but I am also a little bit worried about it because there are coyotes howling constantly, and it is pretty dark out there. I don't know how well the footage is going to pick it up, but we're going to try. Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. And if all goes wrong, my plan is to run back to the house and end the video there, which is really sad to say because I do want to really complete the challenge being out here for 24 hours, but we have to be expecting of things to potentially go wrong just because we need a plan for that. So I am putting that plan in place, and I will see what happens, I guess. I am very excited for this and also a little bit uncertain because I've been putting off doing any investigations here for a while because I was like really sketched out about doing investigations alone, technically. I mean, I'm not really alone because parents are in the house, but like metaphorically, I'm alone out here, and I don't really like that, so it's gonna be interesting, and you guys are along for the ride, so if you like being scared, let's go check it out. Okay, let's get out of here. Pretty scary out here. It's pretty sketchy out here. Definitely looks a lot different at night, that's for sure. Over there is where I filmed the intro. Definitely pretty intense. I'm thinking I'm gonna set up like right here. I think that this is as good of a place as any. This is malfunctioning. This is not working correctly. Look at that. This light is supposed to stay lit at all times, and it's not lighting up. This is weird. All of my stuff is malfunctioning. Okay, I have this. You guys will be able to see that. Is someone here with me? If you are here, please turn on this red flashlight. I heard someone banging on the wall once. Was that you? If that was you, please feel free to set off either one of these devices. I come in peace. I'm only here to talk to nice spirits, nice positive spirits. If you want to talk to me, please make yourself known by interacting with these devices. I'm here to learn your story, hopefully. If that's okay with you. If it isn't, you don't have to talk to me. Did you hear that? I'm just here to learn your story if you want to hear it. If you touch this ball or step near it, it will light up. Could you show me if you can do that? That would be really cool if you could. Normally I have more equipment, but today I only have these two devices because this one does not work. If you know why this device does not work, could you turn on the flashlight? I'm curious to know because it's not turning on. Normally this works fine. Did you see that camera light dim, or is that just me? I don't know, that might just be me, but I have a camera light set up and it looked like it dimmed a bit. If you're here, feel free to turn on this flashlight with just a tap. Or wait, maybe it isn't set correctly. It was set correctly. Okay. If you're here, feel free to turn on this flashlight. I'm just gonna put it up here because it's gonna be easier. Maybe. That works. They could also push it off from there if they want. If you're here, please turn on this red flashlight. If you can turn on this red flashlight, I'll know that you're here. Are the hauntings here completely residual? Ooh. The noises, though. If you are here, please feel free to interact with this flashlight or this cat ball to let me know that you're here. For this one, you just touch it and light up all pretty colors and stuff. And for this one, you just tap it. It's being a little bit weird today, though. Okay. I'm not gonna sit out here longer than I should. So, this is your last chance. If you are here, please turn on that red flashlight or turn on that cat ball, and I'll leave. Maybe there's really nothing out here. Maybe it's That was perfect timing. I'm certain that was a rabbit, but that was perfect timing. Okay, goodbye. If anyone was here. Okay, that goes to show sometimes there's just not anything here. Let's get back inside. Sometimes there's just nothing at a place. It's interesting. It's also 2 a.m., so it's possible it's too early for them. Or too late, depending on how you look at that. So we're gonna get inside for the night. Okay, now that I have concluded that little investigation, by the way, nobody's allowed to follow me. Everyone must stay exactly as they were before this investigation. and you are not allowed to hurt anyone or harm anyone. You're not allowed to follow me or anyone. And that concludes this investigation. I am going to probably try to get some sleep because it's 2 a.m. and I think I need to do so. So I will update you guys once it's morning and or once we've hopefully completed this challenge. Little random thing I decided to include here, but I went ahead to drink some of this water and realized that it's actually cold. I don't know how cold it is out here because I've got like pants on and I'm suited enough for the environment, but I don't know how cold it got, but this water is like cold, like it came out of the fridge. So apparently it's getting chilly, but I'm not feeling it. Maybe I have like heat insulated in here from the heat of the day. It's possible. But yeah, I'm gonna get some sleep and I'll see you guys in the morning. Hello guys, I am here, and if you guys are seeing this, I have survived the 24 hours and I am packing up so that I can head out of here. I've got my bags packed up and stuff, so I'm gonna be heading out of here now, which I will film, but I'm gonna get all this stuff packed up first. I think that it was definitely a scary challenge, but I really enjoyed it as well. It was nice being out here and what's the word for it? Like being out here with nature and doing all these little challenges that I've had my mind on for a while that I haven't been brave enough to do. So now the challenge comes to an end, and I would like to thank you guys for watching up to this point. I will be heading out of here now, and I will see you guys then, but also don't look at my makeup because my makeup is probably melting off my face from yesterday. It has been a rough day for my makeup, but I think it went pretty well otherwise. But yeah, I'm gonna go pack up and get ready to head out of here. I think we've done it, guys. I think we've finally survived. I've got my stuff with me, and I'm leaving now. Goodbye, tent. You have served me well. Might be back someday, might not, who knows. If you want me to come back someday, let me know, but I'm not sure if I will because that was a long challenge. But yes, until then, thank you for watching this far, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!